As it relates to the consent decree, at what stage are we in the process now? At what stage?
Burning questions from some Louisvillians about the looming consent decree and the path forward for the city and LMPD. Some say they are growing tired of waiting for answers a year after the Attorney General announced plans for oversight of the police department. The DOJ heard from residents last night at a fifth and final community meeting. Our Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie were front and center as those concerns were voiced.
Hearing from Louisville residents about what LMPD reform they want to see in the federal consent decree.
I'm hoping we can get some solutions here, you know? If not, what's the point?
The Department of Justice held its fifth community meeting, hoping to get closer to an answer.
But at this stage of the ball game, we're looking for some specifics. What has been agreed to, what has not been agreed to, what's the implementation, all of that, any consideration for who the monitor is going to be.
Raymond Burse is the vice president for the Louisville branch of the NAACP. He's been at every DOJ community meeting.
You know, the NAACP has been sort of a watchdog in terms of things that would happen with LMPD for a number of years.
Community members, including Burse, addressed DOJ officials face-to-face. They asked specific questions about heightened accountability within the department and for individual officers, cross-training and DEI professional development, and community advisory boards.
Well, I knew you've been in negotiations for a while.
Yes.
So, yeah.
The federal consent decree was announced last March, over a year ago. While Louisvillians are eager to get to the finish line with the implementation that will require reforms within LMPD, Burse wants to make sure the community is involved every step of the way.
Prior to the consent decree going to being presented to a judge, will the community have an opportunity to comment on it?
Not before it goes to the judge.
So we're out of luck.
In Louisville, Alex Dieterer, WHAS11 on your side.
If you do have questions or feedback regarding the consent decree, there is a toll-free number there on your screen. That's 844-920-1460, or you can send an email to the address there on your screen as well. Kentucky State Police now in their 7th day searching for an 8-month-old girl out of Hancock County. Cadaver dogs were used in Tuesday's search for 8-month-old Maya Rudd. That search was focused on a cemetery not far from her parents' home in Reynolds Station. KSP said it's a heavily wooded area with a number of ditches, with dogs searching through the debris or for any kind of disturbed earth. We're told forensic interviews and tips led them to that location yesterday. Maya was reported missing last Thursday, but she hasn't been seen since April. Her parents and grandfather were arrested on drug charges, and then her grandmother later arrested on a domestic violence charge. Police said they have not been helpful in that search for the infant. If you have any information on where this little girl might be, you are urged to call KSP's Post 16 with anything. That number on your screen now, that's 270-826-3312. Only one suspect in the Crystal Rogers case will be in court this week. That's Steve Lawson, who has a hearing tomorrow. The hearing will focus solely on his motion to dismiss the charges against him. Lawson's attorney plans to present evidence that his client was granted immunity when he agreed to talk to police. According to court documents, prosecutors have no intention of dropping the charges, but instead will exclude certain conversations where immunity was mentioned. Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson will be back in court in July. That's when the prosecutor plans to push to combine the 3 cases into one trial. All 3 defendants, though, have objected to that motion. A Metro Council committee is trying to decide where medical marijuana can be grown and sold in Jefferson County. The city's Planning and Zoning Committee heard that proposal policy yesterday. And right now, the state bans dispensaries within 1,000 feet of schools and child care facilities. But the council could choose to add more prohibited locations to that list, like parks and churches. That proposal led to a lot of questions last night, and the committee ended up tabling it so members could sort through their concerns, like this one.
No formal interested party comments have been submitted as of the date of this report. Had I known, there would have been thousands of people coming to bring their comment. And I am so sick of seeing these situations come so fast, and our public don't get a chance to comment. I don't get a chance to comment. I didn't get to see this until the other day.
The licensing period for new businesses begins July 1st. Without passing regulations, those locations cannot be selected. In Jefferson County, only 2 dispensary locations will be granted a license. JCPS more than doubled its supply for its free summer meals program yesterday after running out in just 30 minutes its first week. We know the summer months are difficult for a lot of parents trying to make ends meet, especially when kids are home all day long. Our senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez shows us just how high that demand is right now.
One by one, crews loaded boxes of meals into each and every car in line at Beckley Creek Park Tuesday, trying to make a dent into such a widespread need across Jefferson County.
Sometimes you struggle with the way times are these days, and any extra help helps.
For JCPS parents like Christopher Patterson, the pickup means more than just a week of breakfasts and lunches for his second grader Mason.
Chips, juices, looks like carrots.
It represents some relief. A week ago, Louisville's massive public school district rolled out a new option to serve families unable to make it to free summer meal sites each day, instead offering a one-stop shop to grab food in bulk. First come, first serve, starting at 10 a.m.
They ran out of food because there was a lot of people that came out.
But 540 boxes across 3 locations were claimed in a half hour that morning.
In the back seat.
Raul Godoy's second try for his middle schooler was successful.
This week we was determined to make it, just because we got little ones, and it helps out a lot.
These meals are funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture in an effort to better reach students on the outskirts of the county. As we quickly found out, the need is so high, families are driving from across Louisville for this opportunity.
I see a lot of kids struggling, a lot of families struggling, so not just a stress reliever on me, but multiple families.
Around 70% of JCPS's student body qualifies for free or reduced lunch. In the summer, with school out, access can be a challenge.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
The school district is looking to increase their supply another 400 boxes this coming Tuesday. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
So pickup is every Tuesday through July 26th. That's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or until the meals run out. The sites are Beckley Park over at the Egg Lawn, Evangel World Prayer Center, and the PRP Fire Training Center. JCPS is also giving free in-person breakfast and lunch every weekday at more than 40 locations across the county. You can find that list on WHAS11.com.